Hey guys, it's me cyoubx, and today we're going to take a look at the MoYu WeiLong GTS. This might be the most confusing cube I've ever reviewed. The WeiLong GTS is $16 at Cube Depot and is a hair smaller than other 3x3s, coming in at 56.5mm. The stickers are decent shades, but the quality is incredibly poor. I've done roughly 750 solves on this puzzle, and the stickers are showing some wear. In particular, the stickers are peeling, revealing a white base. I would highly recommend getting replacement stickers with this cube for reasons I'll explain in a bit. From the name of the cube, it's pretty obvious this is supposed to be a successor to the original WeiLong, a cube I really liked. However, taking the GTS apart, we see that the cubes are almost completely different. The centerpieces are similar to the original WeiLong, but the edges and corners look like they're from different mechanisms altogether. Usually the edges and corners of a cube fit together nicely, but the GTS does not. There's a huge space between the corner stock and edge piece, and if you didn't know any better, you might actually think it's a hybrid cube. This airiness gives rise to two other important characteristics of the puzzle. First, the open space makes the cube really light. The WeiLong GTS is light in weight and in turning. That being said, the cube is able to accommodate both slow and fast turn speeds. When turning slowly, there's very little resistance. However, when turning quickly, the side stops moving when your finger stops. This means that the cube is good for fast and slow cubers, and is easy to control for everyone. Second, the cube tends to flex quite a bit. When you pull on the edge pieces, you can see that my tensions are pretty tight. However, you pull on the corners and the cube pulls open. This can make the cube seem somewhat flimsy, especially on looser tensions. I will say that the cube is surprisingly stable. Despite its squishy nature, the cube doesn't corner twist, and it's nigh impossible to take an edge piece out, especially on my tight tensions, so you really won't have to worry about pops. But while the cube is stable, the flexing is still the cause of the major flaw of this cube: catching. The WeiLong GTS catches quite a bit, and it's surprising because the corner cutting is actually fantastic. It can cut over 45 degrees and reverse corner cut the rest, but its weakness is in smaller reverse corner cuts. When a layer slightly misaligns, the corner grabs onto the centerpiece and the cube catches significantly, which can ruin a solve. This most commonly occurs during solving cross or during certain PLLs like the G-perm or E-perm. Unfortunately, most reverse corner cuts in practical solves are small, and while the GTS can reverse corner cut large angles, it's these small ones that give it the most trouble. That being said, there are ways to make the cube really good. The first few days of having this cube were an emotional roller coaster. The cube was full of catches and lockups out of the box, and the loud crunchy sound reminded me of the Type C WeiLong from way back. I hated that cube, and I actually hated the GTS by association. Tightening the cube and lubing it made it tenfold better, and the catching became far less severe. However, the one thing I did that made the cube truly better was breaking it in. A lot of recent cubes have been amazing out of the box, but the WeiLong GTS was not one of them. From the loud crunchy sound to the incessant catching, the GTS was not a fun cube to solve. But after doing around 400 solves, the cube transformed into something I'm now willing to call my main. The sound is subdued quite a lot, and I would now classify the sound as more clicky rather than crunchy. More importantly, the catching has decreased quite a bit. To be fair, I've probably adapted to the cube's turn style as well, but the breaking in really has made the cube a lot more tolerant to the catching. As a side note, it seems interesting to me that MoYu includes the yellow boxes, which are for breaking the cube in. It's almost as if they know the cube they're selling isn't that great from the factory. To me, the yellow boxes are kind of gimmicky, and I think your time would be better served just solving the cube, but it's at least a testament to how bad the cube actually is out of the box. I know some people have said the cube was great right away, but mine was certainly not. It might be a turnstile issue, I'm not totally sure, but I personally haven't experienced catching this bad out of the box in a while. So overall, the WeiLong GTS is a really good cube, if you put in the time and effort to make it good. While many cubes these days are fantastic straight from the cube store, the GTS definitely needs some TLC. It took 400 solves to make the cube pleasant to use, and by then the stickers were already chipping, which is why I would recommend grabbing replacement stickers if you buy this cube. The cube's mishmash of mechanisms makes it flex, causing catching that only goes away after breaking in, and thus I wouldn't necessarily recommend the cube for everyone. If you're someone who just wants a great cube out of the box, I'd go for something like the Yuexiao or Thunderclap, but if you're willing to put in the time and effort to get a cube that's marginally better than the other cubes, the WeiLong GTS might be worth it. Personally, this cube has really grown on me, and I like it so much I'll probably get another. If you are interested in the MoYu WeiLong GTS, the link is in the description. In addition, you can use the promo code cyoubx to get 5% off any order at Cube Depot. I did use a new microphone to record the solves. I hope you guys noticed the difference. You can let me know in the comments below. But anyway, thanks for watching, and until next time, toodles.